My name is Rhapsody, his name is sneakyteak, and welcome back to the Ladder Streak for another week. We're going to be playing the Watch. How's it going, bud?
It is going brain empty. Brain empty.
I figured I had to give you a real fast serve at the very start here. That's effectively my opening in this tennis match that I'm describing this.
Just to emphasize. No, but you know what? One of the things that I love as a content creator, because any job that we pour ourselves into teaches us things about ourselves, right? And something that I have learned about myself and my relationship with this job, with broadcast and content creation, is this is where I get superpowers. Because I can have a day to where I'm just flat. You know, the soda was left open for 2 days on the counter. And then by the time I'm 10 minutes into a Slay the Spire run, I'm not flat anymore. I'm recarbonated. It just happens without fail. And I think that's because it's such a engaging and dynamic canvas that I'm able to kind of cut through any tiredness or lethargy or even anxiety or anything and just get to the core of, this is the game. I know how to play this and I know how to share this with other people. And that's really cool that I can be so energized by my job every day. But I have to get there. So right now I'm a flat soda. But we're going to get there.
We'll get there. We're going to see a really spicy early card as the Watcher, and that's just going to click suddenly. I've had that same experience, but I've kind of referred to it more as a Pavlovian kind of thing. At previous junctures in my life, when I have recorded, I have been in quite a good mood. I've been quite interested, and I've been quite switched on. And then as I go to record, suddenly my body expects, oh, got it. We're switched on. We're having a good time. We're gonna create some fun content. It's it kind of feeds back into itself.
That's interesting. You've set yourself like a landmark to switch into that mode.
Yes.
Well, good news is I'm in a great mood. I'm just
couldn't be better.
Play some Watcher. Yeah, we're in a good mood.
We do have the Watcher, and I have to admit the streak begins anew because I want to play the Watcher this week. And I'll even give you the extra fact. I want to play the Watcher this week because it's something I saw done with the Watcher earlier this week. We're maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later.
It should be highlighted, actually.
It
should be highlighted.
It'll definitely be ending up linked in descriptions down below. But I saw Teak do some stuff with the Watcher on camera. And I want to see if we can kind of utilize some of the similar things that you were doing in that run.
Oh no. Okay. Hopefully not at that pace.
Yeah, no, at that pace. All right. Okay, quick. And then we can transform 2 cards. Let's go. I actually legitimately want to transform 2 cards. 2 defense here. Let's go.
Transform 2 cards is certainly the way to do it. Can I see the act? You know what?
You
no,
may.
blind. Oh, definitely do it. There's no merchant. Yeah.
We've also got a rest before and after this elite.
Yeah, no, I actually think this is the best pick.
Yeah.
I think this pick is great.
The double defend, or do you want to go defense strike?
I go defense strike here, I think. I go defense strike.
Oh.
That, actually, okay, hold up. Have you ever managed to successfully complete the pressure points-based damage scaling deck with Watcher?
Yes, multiple times.
Okay. It's not something having tried many times. It is so dangerous to force it.
Yes.
But when it does come together, it is one of the most powerful things that Watcher can do. It's kind of like, barricade and trench scaling Ironclad. It's so expensive to get together that it's just rare to make it happen.
It is worth noting, the Watcher, through stance dancing and things like Inner Peace and Rushdown, does have some access to draw, some access to energy, the kinds of things that would allow you to supplement cycling through your deck in order to get back to the pressure points consistently. Obviously, we've taken 2 cards out of the deck and replaced them with a Windmill Strike and a pressure points. The saturation of pressure points in your deck for that kind of a deck doesn't necessarily need to be that high. You just need to have not too many other cards in your draw and the ability to cycle relatively regularly. In fact, you don't want too many pressure points because you don't want to have to upgrade them all as well. Also, we've got a card that's going to retain, so this is going to be taken outside of our cycle as we're holding it in hand.
Good point. Retain and Scry are the magic that Watcher has to make her deck feel tiny. Just totally consistent.
Now, here's
Actually,
a bit of a
Windmill
crazy
Strike,
pitch.
I think, is a pretty major upgrade on the Strike, too, for what it's worth. It's not in my finding, I do not think that Windmill is top tier end game damage scaling, but I
Yes.
do think that an early game Windmill Strike already makes us strong enough for elites.
Yes, I
think
will
we're there.
say, I've mentioned this before in Watcher runs as we've
Mm-hmm.
considered Windmill Strike, but my estimation of Windmill Strike went down by, I want to say, about 80% as soon as I had to take it to the heart.
Yeah.
Because before that, Divinity, pop a Windmill Strike on someone, what a good time we had. Goodbye, Time Eater. After that,
But that's true for any attack with Divinity in Watcher, right? That's the thing.
That-
You can like do that with a Strike on Watcher a lot of the time.
exactly. But like,
Yeah.
it would be a comfortable build to just pop a Divinity and a Windmill Strike to just take out a final
Yeah.
boss relatively regularly.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
like the Divinity takes me out immediately afterwards because I'm using Blasphemy as my entry 95% of the time I'm doing that.
Yeah. Still a great card, but it's not your plan for the heart. Yep.
Hey, Teak, speaking about that small deck feeling that we were talking about, do you want to hit up a couple early question marks? There are a lot of removes in the question marks on the first
Probably.
floor.
I mean, we have to take 2 fights beforehand anyway. And this is,
Yes.
I think, our best path. And so it'll be fight, question mark, and then we'll kind of see where we're at.
Hell yeah.
Dang. Just load it in.
Yeah, cool. Sorry. I was like, wait a second, I should have the damage in this hand. I forgot that we did trade a strike. I know the
I
third eye
love
is
that
there,
pick.
but
No, I love that pick.
Yeah.
I love that pick because now we're done. Genuinely, what attack card do we need? Like, what do we need? What do we need in Act 1? In the future, maybe like that Crush Joints becomes good, but in Act 1?
yeah, no,
We're done, right?
this is a huge kind of like counter pick for the sentries as well, but also a large amount of the reason that I want to conclude early is because the goddamn gremlin fight that you can get at the very end, I do not want to be weakened and then die.
Yeah, agreed. It's just a nice pickup. I love Meditate here, by the way. I saw you mousing over it. It's another source of calm. It is in contention with Conclude, but it brings back pressure points. It's just good, I think.
Ooh,
Want to take damage?
I kind of do want to take the damage here,
I think this damage is totally reasonable.
especially with the. Yeah, we're not going for those. So yeah. Okay, I feel a lot
Let's
more
stay
comfortable with
question marks. Let's stay question marks. I'm in. Oh, yeah. Let's buy 3 potions.
that. Do we want 3 though?
Yeah, I think so. We have 3 slots.
Okay, sorry, I forgot about
Right?
that.
And we're about to go into some elites,
Mhm.
and that's just like we're set. Now, I didn't expect that we would get power smoke bomb, but
I
we're gonna make
mean,
it work.
If we got 2, we weren't guaranteed to get these 2, right? I don't know how it generates.
How does it generate?
Oh, I
That looked like a skip to
would
me,
like
dog.
to leave, exactly.
Prey can be cool, but I mean, I don't know. I don't need to explain the same things lots of times, right? This is something you taught me about YouTube. You YouTube viewers out there, do you have perfect memory for everything I say? Because that seems to be the case. It seems like if I repeat a topic, everybody notices.
I repeat constantly.
Okay, so there's some space for repetition.
Yes, I just do try
Yeah.
and like anytime I repeat a thing, I try and refine the edges of it until by
make it
the
faster.
50. Yeah, exactly. By the 50th time I'm repeating it, it's like here's this one sentence thing. There is no clause in this sentence. There is no adjoining word. I am giving you just this one thing, and I'm moving on.
Well, here's the one thing. Divinity requires a back door to enter.
Yeah,
It's hard to take the first
especially.
card. Yep. So 1 prey, I don't want it. I generally don't. But 3 prays or devotion plus Damaru, I'm in.
Do you ever want to take the windmill strike here?
Is there another one?
Oh, as in the upgrade.
Oh, we already left that previous screen.
Yes.
Windmill Strike upgrade also gives it more front-loaded damage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From 7 to like 10? It's either Windmill or Conclude.
Yeah, exactly. That was
And-
the first one I hovered over. I'm thinking, so Conclude is better in the circumstance we fight the Sentinels, and Windmill Strike is better in the other 2.
I like Windmill, and the reason is Conclude is already consistently 24 damage in sentries. And Windmill Mike. It's me, Windmill Mike.
Windmill Mike, I haven't seen you for years!
Anyway, it's enough to kill a sentry. We'll be really happy with it in this fight, so that's good.
Don't even need to go straight for it and kill.
Smash. Uh-oh.
Well, what have we here? Mummified Hand. Ooh, the enemies better be really scared. We can pick up... Look, legitimately, I think this is our backdoor into possibly picking up the divinity granting, devotion.
Devotion? Yeah, because then it's paying for itself. But is this also our backdoor into alpha?
Oh god, do we actually, like, do you really want to do alpha here?
Look, the deck is not that big, and Omega is a power. And certainly Mummified Hand makes it easier to pallet a 3-cost power. And that's all the damage that we need for every long fight for the rest of the game. There is no fight which cannot be solved by Alpha, Beta, Omega. It's just the clunkiest, most awkward thing ever.
How
it really
often do you think this ends up just being part of our sideboard and we realize, like, oh, we can't play Alpha in this fight, we're not going to have time, or the investment into Alpha is going to kill us?
Heavy, well, yeah, a lot of the time, right? I think a lot of the time. But I think, and the existence of Conclude already makes it awkward, because Conclude plus maybe a handful of strength or 1 or 2 other cards is already going to be enough to kill things like Slavers. That's the thing, is we don't need Omega to kill that fight. In fact, Omega is probably the wrong way. I do think that this one alpha pick makes me confident that we beat the Act 2 boss, which really opens up our rares from here. So if we can afford the space, which maybe we can because we transformed, then I don't even think that this is bait. I think that this might just be a 1-card to solution to the Act 2 and 3 bosses, and a part of our damage profile for Heart.
Okay. We haven't taken Alpha as this character yet, which I think is gonna be the clincher for me, because my hesitancy to take it is because it slows down the kind of like core of what I already kind of want to do with the deck. But secondarily,
It sure does.
You mentioned it, like, that what does it do better than what we can already do on the next floor? And you came to the summation that it was going to be for the Act 2 boss and the Act 3 boss. A little bit of supplemental damage against the heart. And I was more sitting on the side of, I'm still waiting to find those. I think I still have time. But I'm happy to have it as a little bit of a sideboard here.
It's just guaranteed, and now we don't have to take more awkward damage scaling solutions, right? And we can focus on improving our block core.
Yes. That is
nice.
Very appealing.
Such a good pickup. What is this start? It's good. It's really good.
It is good. We're definitely going to a shop at the very end. Do we want to maybe skip this one? Or do we want to go to this one, go for a remove, and then get more money and go for possibly another remove, right?
With meat on the bone and all the potions, I actually really love ? And then the shop at the end. And the reason is it would be pretty slick to get a heal right here. Oh, we can get a heal.
Yeah.
It's Grimlan.
That's not bad. Ooh, especially right now. Baby.
Do we want to use any of our potions here? Would we use a power potion next turn maybe for like an energy generation or something? It's not looking like it's gonna matter, is it?
It's theoretically possible that we do that, especially right now.
Ooh. Is this turn windmill and then like meditate?
Ooh, I like it. Do we get lethal in the next hand?
Eruption.
So strike. Yeah, if we meditate eruption, we've got it. Okay, I like it.
Take less. We get a heal.
Get you back. Perfect.
Value Town.
Oh, speaking of Value Town, damn.
We are firmly planted in Value Town.
We're all caked up on value. Do you want to get rid of this smoke bomb for a skill potion?
It depends. What are the... Oh, there it is.
Run away with it?
I think
we already have a meditate in the deck. Like, gotta.
Yeah, and we've got Mummified Hand, and it's part of a very, very consistent block core for us. I want to get rid of this smoke bomb, but like, do we ever need to use it in the elite fight? At 27 health? Hopefully not with 2 power potions and a skill, but maybe.
Okay, so it's not going to be the Gremlin Knob, right?
Mhm.
It's going to be Sentinels or it's going to be Lagavulin. If it's Lagavulin, we've already won, right? We just set up easily.
Yeah.
It's no problem.
Alpha, Beta, Omega, or whatever. Yeah.
If it's the Sentries, we just set up Alpha, Beta, Omega and take damage on some turns. We don't have much defense
on the way
in the
there.
deck, which does
Yeah,
make
once
it
Omega
cool.
goes live, they just die, right?
Exactly. It got
I didn't even think
changed.
about
It
that.
used to be that it would happen at the start of your turn, and now it happens at the end of your turn. So it's
Yep.
got an instantaneous impact on the board, which it needed.
I've said it before, but I had that conversation in stream with Anthony, one of the devs.
Uh-huh.
Hey, this card would feel more like it was actually Omega if it did something the turn that you played Omega. He was like, I agree.
Well, I thank you for your service, your contribution.
Okay, we can drop this smoke bomb. I think you're right.
Okay.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I'm scared though. Ooh,
Oh, do we
what
want to
if-
play for safety or do we want to remove?
Oh gosh.
Because that's a cheap remove that we don't have to pay for in a store.
Dude, this remove is so good.
Yep.
And
high
if we
consistency, so much.
if we remove here and then we get one more remove and stuff. Dude, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's remove.
Let's-
Meat on the bone is enough here. I think we have conclusively solved this next fight.
Is there ever a world where we instead leave and go 2 more question marks before here? Not for the question marks, but to avoid these 2 fights.
Honestly, with all these potions and with a remove making the deck more consistent, I think we take the fights because Mummified, or rather Meat on the Bone, might make this a heal before the boss. Do you want to cut pressure points? I know that I talked it up, but we drafted an alpha.
Yeah, it's done. If we're doing building up over time in order to deal damage to all enemies, we're doing it with this now.
Yeah, pressure points is incredible, but it's just we've already passed the point where this deck wants to go that way, right?
I'm so sad that I agree.
I know. It is genuinely sad. So which potions, I guess, is the first question.
I kind of
We're
want
gonna
to
use
at
some,
least play a power to start with.
Okay. Cool, and that might just yeah, I was gonna say that might be like water, and then we basically don't take damage.
Wait, hang on.
We could
Eruption,
do
strike, meditate after?
or even eruption, strike, miracle, meditate. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And bring back the defend because there's 2 attacking next turn.
Yeah. Now with alpha not in our opening hand, there's a little bit of risk here. Yeah, this was the worst case.
Gone slightly worse there. Do you want to play the Mental Fortress? Because if it hits anything except the Windmill Strike or the Strike, it's the same as defending and we get it out of the deck.
Yeah.
Dang. Sometimes that's the universe you live in instead, though. Hey,
That's
Windmill
okay.
Strike
I
and
mean-
Strike is a kill on the backline if we want to just, take 5.
Take
We're
5.
taking 5 no matter what, right?
Right, because if we play defend, then we're at 15. We should just get the kill. You're totally right. And then that's, we're taking at most 5 damage every turn. It's kind of like we have Orichalcum now.
Mm-hmm.
And then that also solves the fight.
But God, yeah, if we only had Orichalcum itself. Oh.
Right.
This water was huge. Saved us 15 health so far.
It was. Is this Windmill Strike? Is that kill?
It is.
Yeah.
It's just, do we do it though? Because we could defend and then strike the back line and then Windmill Strike you next turn. So we buy a free turn against the sentry.
Then it's defend, strike, meditate. Yeah.
Yes.
That's smart. I like that.
I mean, let's bring you back.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Pretty good.
Should wrap up the fight pretty handily here now. Let's play
Bye-bye.
beta.
Our plan.
Ooh, more max HP is actually pretty useful at the moment.
Whoa. It's here. Yeah.
It's just gonna collect that one, thank you. Ooh, you love to see justification for picking it up instantaneously.
You sure do. Is this a skill pot or do we not need that?
I mean, so actually 36 is half, so we are currently getting the heal from the mummified hand as well. We could fish for the skill pot.
I kind of like it because we're about to be at a merchant too, and then this puts our health at such a good place that we could afford to maybe get an upgrade.
This gives us 4 defense. Foreign influence could kill, you're right, but unfortunately we don't have the upgrade on it, so it has to get us a 1 cost.
That's true, because we're 2 layers deep here. Okay, cool. Inner pieces block. Yeah.
It's also extra weaken. It could be a lot worse.
True.
I should have gone for both of the 16s there in setting up for the conclude. Yeah. Oh, wait! I've got upgraded. Bye.
Instant dunk. It didn't matter. They were going to always die. Nice.
Ooh.
Do you ever draft this Deus Ex here?
Yeah. It's the extra energy that we need in order to get through a couple of our harsher turns.
I agree. That Deus Ex plus Mummified Hand means that we can also like get away with not drafting boss energy.
Ooh.
We have so much money.
We do. I'm looking at this store and, like, to be entirely honest, I want the Deceive Reality and the card removal. I kind of also am looking at this orange pellet speculatively for a fasting because we already want powers in the deck.
Yeah, and with 500 gold, I think we're in a great place to buy speculative orange pellets. Knowing that orange pellets can frequently be worth as much as, 40 health in the heart fight, that's like enough by itself, right?
That's the thing I wasn't even considering, but yeah. I honestly, I just want to get the Deceive Reality to pump up a little bit of the defense, get a little bit more consistent defense in the deck as well.
Especially with Guardian.
Yes. And then just cut.
Do you ever buy the meal ticket or the Akabeko here?
I wouldn't buy the Akabeko just because if we really want to use the Akabeko effectively, it's not just conclude, it's get enraged before conclude. Which we only have an eruption. I mean, but we do want to get more stance dancing, right? We've got the mental fortress.
Akabeko says the first attack that you play does +8 damage. You know what it says.
Yes.
But if most fights are done in 2 to 4 rounds, then Akabeko is, even without Wrath, not much different than, say, a Mercury Hourglass. A really, really good relic.
While I agree, I worry that we have 1 card in the deck that it's currently useful for, and it has to be the last card we play on a turn. So we give up sometimes another attack just to play the conclude with more value. We might not necessarily have a whole other hand worth of stuff to play. Like, if we had more AoE, maybe, or if we had a multi-hit in the deck, especially.
Like a Tantrum.
Oh, God, but we would draft Tantrum, though.
Yeah.
We would draft
For what it's worth, I think that I usually skip this too, but I'm kind of arguing mathematically because I have made this mistake so many times where I'm like, oh, how good is it? And then it turns out it's just a second strike that you get for free and that's good enough. You know what I mean? So many things in this game are like that. It's just a bit of incremental advantage that helps you push out damage a bit more. So
yeah, exactly. It's the effective Vajra, right? It's the effective your strike dummy, right? They're small, but they add up. Do you want to take the wave of the hand here so that we just like lock down enemies for a huge period of time?
Feels like, wow, there's actually a lot of really good picks here. Holy crap. I don't think it's Eruption. I do really like the Meditate upgrade. I think that Wave or Mental are going to be much better. Like, if we think we're strong enough in Act 2, then these are going to be much more significant block. But the Alpha upgrade, if that's part of our plan in a lot of fights, is a big deal. Because you saw what happened against Sentries, right? It's just
so while I did, cards. We now have a 15-card deck, so we're not going to have it at the bottom of the first cycle, and then get it in the second cycle, right? But also, you did mention that we're mainly going to be using the conclude. We're going to be using Wave of Hand for weakening and other such stuff in order to deal with the floor. Next floor, but the boss is really where we want Alpha coming on time. And I don't think we need to worry about Alpha coming on time in this.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have
fight.
chance, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so your suggestion was Wave?
Wave, yeah.
I like Wave here a lot. Play 2 blocks and it's weakness for the rest of the fight.
Exactly. It's very much going to give us the ability to kind of lock the Guardian out of dealing any damage.
And we're not good enough at stance dancing yet for Mental Fortress to be that big of an impact. That was definitely a investment in the future kind of situation, right? Too bad we can't meditate conclude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so awkward, isn't it?
Absolutely hard whiffed on the cost reduction there as well.
It is admittedly awkward.
I mean, we should probably just punch out the 34 damage. It's just... Do we want to get in Calm? Or do we want to save the... We're about to get more extra energy.
I like Miracle to play Vigilance Conclude here because of Deus Ex Machina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're not going to have trouble getting Omega online, right? Especially because of Mummified.
Okay. Well, that's quite a turn. Do we want to look for some damage in the skill potion?
We might be looking for block in this skill potion.
I mean, pressure points saves the day.
Spirit, that's true. Spirit Shield exists too. I'm good with the skill potion. I think it's worth.
Hey, Spirit Shield! Or do we want to run 2 alphas?
I just had a feeling that we might find a Spirit Shield.
Actually, this might turn out to be better for us, leaving the Guardian standing up for more time.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
And now we get meat on the bone value.
Had to be at the bottom of the deck.
Oh my gosh, that's super unlucky.
Well.
Are you thinking Wave, Deceive, Strike?
Yeah. It's the only
like
play in hand.
Yeah. And then we've got a safety setup.
Wah.
It's okay. We've already won, right?
Oh. Oh. We have already won. It's just like Deceive Reality for 4 block and then beta. Get a second safety in hand. We hold 5 cards.
I feel like we should blow a Miracle here. I don't think we should take any damage on this turn. Either blow a safety or blow a Miracle.
Really?
I like beta, deceive, defend with a Miracle. Because I think we can win the rest of this fight without taking a single extra point of damage.
Okay. I wanted to say both of these for making the Omega a lot easier to play, but maybe I'm being a bit too precious about that.
With 2 safeties in hand, I think we've got it. Especially with the ability to create weakness on this turn.
Mm-hmm. Let's hard play this first.
Oh, right. Omega used to attack itself on the bottom of your deck, and it doesn't do that anymore.
Yes.
I was expecting not to see it this hand.
Yeah, that's...
I had forgotten about that.
Oh,
yeah,
right, yeah, because if it was on the turn that he was standing up, yeah, it would have been completely fine, but no, it has the chance. I think we still just get the Omega out as quickly as possible. Cost reduce most of a defense, right? There's a Miracle to do it as well, so we end up with Wave of the Hand, probably 2 defense afterwards. We're probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Perfect. No damage taken. And we got weakness next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just going to fall over to Omega anyway.
So they are.
Is it Eruption Meditate then?
I'm thinking it's... wait, hang on. That's 41 exactly, right? So I'm thinking it's Windmill Strike. Just deal damage, and then the 50 goes under the armor, and we just bop you.
Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. Enemy dies. Just have to block 1 turn.
Mm-hmm. There we go. And we good.
GG.
GG, Teak.
Thanks for trusting me on the no damage taken path. I saw it in front of us, and I love the road of safety.
Look, I like the idea of it. It's just, I think...
It was scary.
As I mentioned before, I think I was being a bit too precious about thinking it wasn't going to be possible. I love this Spirit Shield here. We're going to have, like, retained cards in hand for 1, 2 extra from this, possibly 3 when this gets upgraded if it does.
Do you ever put a Blasphemy in this deck?
Really?
I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
No, I don't, but tell me why I should.
Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
I'm not saying certainly that this is the right choice.
Yeah.
Is this what's happening? So, somebody asked the other day, how is it that so many episodes in, every run is more ridiculous than the last? Is it me? Am I the chaos agent? I don't know. But I've been having these really divergent weeks, and maybe that's how you learn to play the game. This is what Blasphemy does. Blasphemy says in the fight, in most situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have damage to support it. There's a Conclude in this deck, and if we upgrade Blasphemy, this Conclude does 48 damage. Actually, this Conclude does 72 damage, right? Because Akabeko 8 plus 16 is 24 times 3. That kills anything in the game, and it can do it without having to pay all the cost to get Omega online. Everything in the game except for like a Book of Stabbing or a Snecko. And then you either do the damage beforehand or the Blasphemy becomes, and here's the clincher. The Blasphemy becomes energy to make it easier to play Omega, which is the dumbest combo I've ever imagined. But it really works, right? You just need a little bit more energy on the turn up to play a couple attacks alongside your Omega, and then you've won on that turn before you have a chance to die. Does this solve every fight except for bosses for us?
It does, and I hate that I now agree. So, I'll tell you the big thing for me is actually you were talking about the elite fights on the next floor, and I was like, yeah, it can conclude. Like, I agree in a bunch of circumstances, right? But you were talking about it not being good for the Book of Stabbing. However, we have our solution for the Book of Stabbing if we take a divinity here. Right.
Now, the question is, can the current deck already do that well enough? Is it good enough at doing this already with Wrath and Alpha? And would we end up saving more life with Spirit Shield? But the more I talk about it, the more that I think this Blasphemy actually really fulfills a role for hallways for us.
It's I want, like, I just, like, it kind of instantly becomes our highest priority upgrade.
Yeah, I agree.
Need the retain. Yeah,
that's what makes it powerful, right? That's
one thing I will want to mention for the audience, for people who aren't necessarily familiar with the interactions. The die next turn, the Blasphemer, is considered a buff in the game. It is not considered a debuff. This is so that it can't be prevented by artifact, can't be removed by orange pellets. However, buffer will prevent it.
Yep. Do you know how much damage it is? It's not actually a death effect. It's 99,999 damage.
Nice.
Which matters because a viewer of my channel said, I wonder if it would be possible through the right interactions to live through this. And the old version of the Knowing Skull fight, or you know Knowing Skull, right?
Yes.
Knowing Skull? The one that you can get gold for using your life. But what if you also had Bloody Idol and Tungsten Rod? Anyway, if you do this, it used to allow you to get infinite money, which you could use to buy infinite potions if you had Courier to get infinite life by cycling fruit juice. And then you can live through Blasphemy, which is, don't try this at home.
Wait, did they not change that interaction so that you would always end up taking one more damage than you managed to heal?
They did. They made it to where the Knowing Skull damage scales, so you can no longer farm infinite money there. Not that that was reasonable to set up ever anyway.
It's more that, like, it broke daily scores, right? You'd have just one person who utilized it, and then that person has 10 million for a score, and the next person's got 1,200, and it's like, what happened here?
That's right.
All right. You know what? Let's make our speculative, right? I want to know what we're hoping for here.
This is Snecko.
It's Violet Lotus.
Okay. Dude, I think it's Astrolabe.
Yeah, we have the energy already on lock.
That's part of the Blasphemy choice, right? We've got Deus, we've got Mummified Hand, and we've got Blasphemy. We don't need energy.
Would it be Double Strike Defend?
I kind of like that. It leaves me a bit worried that we're going to have so few attacks that we... But I worry about double defend, right?
Yeah. Because, like, a lot of this is they combine together to have an impact, but on the first couple turns when we haven't got any combination of them, we need things that just have an impact.
I think double strike defend is pretty safe because we can expect at least one of them to be an attack and it will be upgraded. Excuse me.
Oh my god.
Okay. So they weren't attacks, but they are powers.
Oh god.
We're gonna win with Conclude and Omega a lot.
This is a stance build. We need.
But that also wants to blaspheme and also be the beginning and the end.
We don't have to blaspheme in every fight, and we don't have to be the beginning and end in every fight. That's the beauty of these two cards, especially once this is upgraded for the retain. They're the sideboard, exactly as you're saying. It's just, oh god.
You know, you can stance. One of the brilliant things about Watcher is we can stance with quite a small deck. Like, imagine this deck. Alpha, Blasphemy, these powers, Wave of the Hand, Tantrum, Inner Peace, that
Fear No Pain.
That's the deck.
I want to Fear No Pain.
Yeah, Fear No Pain. Yeah,
But
exactly.
like, I was thinking of the
That's it.
exact same thing. Tantrum Inner Peace.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? We're going to get both of those. We're going to find a shop very early on. I'm going to call it here. Shop in the 2nd floor. And we're
You're
going to
calling it
purchase
an
Tantrum.
episode early. Wow.
Now, if you'd like to see that fulfilled, or you're just going to have to click in the link in the description. That's a sentence.
You're
Click
gonna have
in
to
the link in the
decrypt.
description.
If you want to see the next video, you have to play this extensive AR game.
Click in that link in. And then once you have solved the slow scan TV images that I have of a monitor in the background with a code on it, and then input that code into the website that I set up in the back end of the old Lost websites, the old Namaste kind of Dharma initiative websites, then you will find the next episode. Although, you know, if you want to skip all of that, you can find the link in the description down below, and we'll see you there.